The Spy Who Dumped Me. First week back and everything, and there was some...
I've seen it on the side of a bus, and I looked at it and thought, that looks pants.
Yeah.
Was I right?
Yeah. Well, let's attempt to have an element of surprise. So Mila Kunis, Kate McKinnon, both very, very talented performers, but basically failing to lift, a comedy actioner, which is not very well written and not very well directed.
Actioner.
Sorry, an actioner. Okay, action movie. So anyway, Mila Kunis has a boyfriend who disappears. She thinks he's dumped her. It turns out he's a spy because he's
dumped her.
The Spy Who Dumped Me. And then he suddenly reappears being pursued by gunmen. Oh, bad stuff. And he begs her, please fulfill this mission. Take this thing to somewhere over there. You must do this for me before bad stuff happens. So then she's in the middle of, suddenly gunfire and all that stuff with her best friend. What to do?
I don't trust anyone anymore.
You trust me, though, right?
Yes, of course I trust you. You don't count.
Okay, good, because this is not some fake spy friendship that the Russians put together.
Dude, shut up. I know. Okay, Drew said that if we don't deliver this package, a lot of people are gonna die. What if we don't do it and then there's like a terrorist attack or something?
Well, what did he say to do?
We have to get it to a cafe in Vienna.
Austria, Vienna?
Yes, that's what he said.
Okay, well, why don't we do that then?
Do what? Go to Europe when a bunch of people are trying to kill us?
Do you want to die having never been to Europe? Or do you want to go to Europe and die having been to Europe?
Why are those my only two options?
Now, that joke is in the trailer.
That's not bad.
No, and it's not. And I saw the trailer. I thought, oh, actually, that looks quite cute. That looks quite funny. And I do like Kate McKinnon. I do like Mila Kunis. And, I enjoyed Bad Mums. And there are presents. And so I went in thinking, okay, it's going to be like that. And in fact, the main problem with it was the script is all over the shop. It's very, very clunkily put together. They go off to Europe where they kind of cut a chaotic swathe through a series of Johnny English-style japes. You're yawning even as I'm describing. You're literally... Well, here's the funny thing.
I was fine until you started talking about this.
But and I had exactly the same problem. I sat down in this very nice screening room that we saw this in thinking, this is great. I've got 90 minutes of this stuff and it's going to be really good. I don't have to take notes or anything. It's going to be fine. And I really did find myself... I thought I'm going to have a hoot. I found myself struggling to stay awake because for a start, all the good jokes are in the trailer. Hats off to whoever cut the trailer. Well done. You did take the 7, gags that are smirkable, and that's fine. But in between it, just swathes of wibbly wobbly, nothing happening and stuff happening and then nothing happening and action sequences and blah, 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 blah. And I just kept thinking, you're two very, very, good performers, do good stuff and have made me laugh in other films and I find engaging and endearing, and yet somehow you are absolutely just not getting this at all. And I came, again, we've talked before about this, about expectation. I came out thinking... I insufficient laughter. I wanted to find it funny. And I was so delighted when, Bad Mums hit the spot for me. And then watching this, it was just like, oh, poo. And I kept thinking of Spy and how much better Spy was.
Wow.
Although actually I kept thinking of that whilst I was watching The Meg. So there have been some key disappointments in the past few weeks from people upon whom I can usually rely to tickle my funny bone. In this particular case, that absolutely hasn't happened.
All you had to do was to look at the side of the bus.
Yeah, I know. So you did get that from the...
I think it looks a stinker just from the poster. I'd have to say that.